someone just sort of like a very low level site just presented the idea of like, I have heard rumors of a Netflix God of War show. There's a fan made poster going around of an actor. I think it may even be a Jason Momoa fan shop of him as Kratos.
And
Because there have been discussions about him wanting to play as Kratos. Before,
And there have been issues where like a fake Dexter poster got passed around and everyone was like, Dexter's returning. So these fan posters go around all the time. And I think people took that as a sign that the Netflix show was a real thing. Cory Barlog, the director of God of War, of course, turned that down. But I think the idea of a God of War TV show or movie is really exciting. Would you want to see that adaptation? Or
Yeah,
do you
why
like the
not?
game?
Netflix is good at what they do. Yeah. And there's a precedent
extent.
for it, too. Well, yeah, to an extent. Yeah, that's true.
Well, would it be game canon? Would it be the original series? Would it be the new setting?
What do you want it to be?
I don't know. I feel like they would have to do Norse, right? I think if they went back to Greece, it would be very jarring, especially if they're trying to make, and we don't know this yet, but if they're trying to make more God of War games, presumably in the same setting, then wouldn't you would want it to continue with that? I'd love if it was similar to the game story, but not beholden to it in the same way that movie games that are just the exact plot of the movie are usually garbage. I feel like that goes the other way too, where if you just take a game and turn it into a movie exactly, it's usually not very compelling. But
Probably someone's side story or something explored in more detail.
right, something like that too. But yeah, I don't know. I'd be game. It'd just have to be the right people and the right production and the right script and all that stuff.
8 episodes of Mimir telling you stories in a boat.
I mean, I'd be super good at that.
I would watch. There's a show called Jim Henson's Storyteller where it's basically an actor who's playing a storyteller giving a different short story every time. And I just like the idea of a series where it's Mimir telling stories of Norse mythology. And
Yeah.
the
I'd be
catalyst
down
for
for
it.
Just animated or something?
Yeah.
I'd be awesome. A Mimir animated TV show of just Norse myth would be so cool.
Anyway,
Is it
Sony
just his
Netflix
head,
called
though?
me.
Yes.
Just in the corner the entire time, staring at you.
It's like a new Clippy, just narrating the entire thing.
I see you're having issues with your boat. How may
I mean,
be
he's
of assistance?
as chatty, so.
Oh, yeah.
True. I was thinking about this a lot when we were talking about this yesterday, and I was thinking about who would I even if we were to do this adaptation of God of War Netflix. I think you do an adaptation of the Norse stuff, and then even do flashbacks to what his time was like in Greece, and get a young God of War actor in there, and then Brian Malkowitz, who's in the back, cue up this photo. It's called Barrett's Friend. I got my good friend Yusuf from Ubisoft, who did say we were allowed to use this picture of him. I think that goatee is great for young Kratos.
Is this the casting right now?
Yeah, this is your pitch.
Yeah,
This
so
is
we're
my
diving
pitch.
into Barrett's dream casting, which involves Atreus wearing sort of like a bubble wrap.
I didn't want to
Photoshop
show the
that,
picture
Yes.
of the person next to him since we didn't get permission from that person.
Of course.
So I just put Atreus there just so have you see having Yusuf next to
Sure.
Atreus.
To be honest,
That's
this is
great.
a lot longer than I've ever needed to stare at Yusuf shirtless. So thank you for that, Barrett. So
Thank you,
You want Yusuf to play the God of War Kratos.
Yes, and I think Yusuf would want to play Kratos as well.
Okay. Who would both of you want as Kratos? Do you have any
Oh,
idea?
I don't know. I haven't thought about it.
Putting you on the spot.
I think that a couple of the people that just do the voices in the game are now become this is the type of thing where Hollywood is infecting games, which is great. I'm totally fine with that. But it also means that the guy who does the voice of Baldur could just be Baldur. He
Yeah.
doesn't look very far off. He's a great actor.
Jeremy
Baldur's-
Davis does, obviously, he was in Lost, he's done live action
Yeah.
before, so it would be weird, especially with that character model so based on Jeremy Davies, to not be him.
Right, and I don't remember the name of the actor who did the voice of Kratos, but
Christopher Judge.
Yeah, Christopher Judge. I don't think he'd be a bad Kratos either, right?
yeah.
Plus, if they went
I mean,
the
he's
Castlevania
absolutely
route,
proven himself already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
if they went the Castlevania route and did an animated series, it'd be
Then you just
do the
super
voices,
easy.
yeah.
Yeah, you just need voice actors. Yeah, I like that idea actually.
That voice cast is so great, and especially I do think there's obviously a lot more, especially on a Netflix budget, that you can probably do with animation than you can necessarily with live action. In terms of live action, I've seen Jason Momoa thrown out a lot.
He'd be good.
I've seen Vin Diesel thrown out largely, I think, because he is bald.
And I also think it was like he was campaigning for himself to play Kratos when the original
When it was
games.
the old ones, yeah.
I'm pretty sure he has a Photoshop image of himself as Kratos as like one of his Facebook images. Don't ask me why I know that.
Sure.
But
You do whatever you do in your free time.
I'd want Vin Diesel in a God of War movie. I don't know if I'd want Vin
Yes.
Diesel in a God of War TV show.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just
that's 8 hours in Vin Diesel.
yeah, it's a lot of Vin Diesel, and I'm a Diesel fan,
Sure.
but I don't know if I don't know if he'd
diva.
thrive there. Diesel diva, yes,
Yeah.
I'm a Diesel
Fan
diva.
term.
It is now. It's probably not. I'm sorry, Vin.
I run on Diesel. Let's just put it that way.
I like this. Yeah.
Someone's probably come up with that.
I think also
Surely.
Jamon Hunsu could be good in the role.
I'm not sure I
He was
recognize the name.
Kovath, I want to say, in Guardians of the Galaxy. He has a brief cameo in that, and he's also going to be
Oh,
in Captain
yeah,
Marvel.
yeah.
He's also in Blood Diamond.
Yeah,
That helps.
He could do it.
I think he could be solid. He's a good actor, and I think the role, especially in the new Kratos, requires a lot more subtlety than you would necessarily need with the old Kratos. You just need yelling as a prerequisite for an actor. But I think Jamon could do a pretty good job.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching that discussion about who we think could be cast in a God of War Netflix series or movie. If you liked that discussion, there is so much more Beyond for you to watch. Make sure to go to beyond.ign.com for the full IGN Beyond episode 550 or youtube.com/IGN Beyond. And make sure to subscribe for every future episode right as it airs.